Okay, so what we've got here is a traditional box frame with sliding sashes, and the process is that we have to identify what it is and how significant it is. And just looking at it, we've got, as we can see, the frame with a moulding detail. It is a hollow box, so it is a sliding sash window with boxes. 2 sashes, top and bottom sash, and just looking at the detail, it appears to be a classic Georgian window. Is it important? Is it significant? Well, this building and this whole estate here, these whole range of buildings are grade 2 listed. So it in its own right is a listed structure, so it's got some importance. If it can be repaired, it should be repaired. What we've got to do now is look at what actually is the condition of it. It's softwood and it's slightly rotten, but it's only rotten from here down, which is the norm with most external joinery. It's where the rain sits, it's where the water lies, gets all the weather. Yes, there's a bit of an issue in the middle as well. Pane of glass is missing. But the rotten elements are here. And if we are going to look at the rot of the window, we don't use a screwdriver. We don't use a bradawl, a sharp implement. Just a key. I think we can see that this is rotten. It's wet rot. The next part of the assessment is which elements are rotten and which parts are original and which parts have been changed. This wasn't a single pane of glass. This was actually 6 panes of glass in the top and 6 panes of glass in the bottom. When we look inside, we can actually see the marks where those vertical and horizontal glazing bar were, so we can assess that it's been changed over time. The putty's missing, the rebates are rotten, the bottom rail needs replacing, the sill needs replacing, and the bottoms of these outer linings need some scarf joints. Until this gets taken apart, we don't know how far that rot goes. We could be looking at the pulley styles as well and the beading, but until we get to that point, we don't know. So at the moment we can say it's been changed. It was 6/6, classic Georgian window, that the bottom elements are rotten. It's got no horns on it. Another indicator of it being a Georgian sliding sash. And this meeting rail is a little bit soft, so that probably needs replacing as well. Now that we're inside, we can complete, as far as the survey goes, what we can see without disassembling the window. So from the inside, it just reinforces those Georgian elements of this sliding sash window. You've got a small staff bead, very, very fine detailed moulding, and you can clearly see where the glazing bars have been removed from when these were both 6 panes in each sash. And again, how thin this meeting rail is. Does it work? Does it operate? There's a fixed board above the bottom sash, so we can't see if there are any pulleys there or not, or any weights or any cords. We have a hollow box, but we don't know actually whether there are cords or weights, but they could be added. We could make sure that these work. So this is fully restorable. What you will also see is some pockets here on the actual inner linings. So there could be access weights in there, or they could have been just there for other purposes. But it's very repairable. It's in a condition that it wouldn't take that much material, but it would take a little bit of work. The only decision is whether we do the frame in situ or whether we do the frame take it out and do it on a bench in a workshop. Now, if it's going to cause damage to the surrounds, we will always leave it in place. But if it was on a workshop bench, we could do a better job of the repairs. But that's a decision for whether these plaster reveals are going to be coming off or not. So as you can see, we're now in the workshop and we have a repaired window, box frame with a pair of sliding sashes. And I have a sill, an oak sill, in similar rotten disrepair condition to the one that we looked at on site. And what we've done in this instance, or what has been done, is it's been replaced with a hardwood sapele sill. So that's not an indigenous hardwood, it's imported, and it may not be the appropriate material. Something like a homegrown air-dried oak would be the better material, but it's as good to use sapele or iroko in certain instances. So the sill has been machined to fit the same profile and complete sill replaced. And as you can see, we've also replaced the bottoms of the outer linings. So you've got the bottom piece here and the bottom piece here, if you like, the legs. And we've done the same on the inside as well. It's always that bottom on the outside that rots, that goes, you're getting end grain moisture getting soaked up. And you need to remove them nearly always to get the sill in place if you're doing it in situ. And so in this case, this has been taken out. We've also replaced the bottoms of the pulley stiles, which you can't see at the moment, but quite often that isn't necessary. There isn't a repair to the sliding sash, bottom sash or the top sash themselves in this instance. But what you can see is there is missing putty. The glass is fine, the glass hasn't been taken out and doesn't need to be, just needs some putty repairs. And then there's the obvious recording, reweighting and balancing and repurposing, getting it all to work. What we've got here is a different sash. In this case, this, like the one we were looking at just now, is a Victorian sash, but with Georgian dimensions on it. So very thin, very delicate meeting rail glazing bars, a Georgian moulding, and we've replaced the bottom rail and we've scarf jointed repairs to the stile. It's a standard stepped lap joint, matching mouldings and mortise and tenons as standard in the bottom rail into the stiles. But we've also got quite a detailed repair scarf joint to the glazing bar, and again pelleted so that the pellets can come from the same material, and that's now ready to prime. I emphasise ready for priming because the rebates need to be sealed before putty is put in place. And you can see this failure where that hasn't been done, and you can see the rot that's got in there, solely because water, whether it was condensation or rain, got behind the glass, got behind the putty and caused severe rot, all because of a lack of paint.